All right, reviews and more, back with another women's fragrance review. This one's for my wife because it's her birthday soon and she wanted this. And I said, it's not at discounters yet. She said, I don't care. I said, okay, I'll go to Macy's and pay full price, but I got a whole bunch of little goodies with it, so it's okay. And I love her and stuff. So this is Capri in Love by Dolce & Gabbana. It's part of their light blue series. It's the latest in their light blue series if you don't count their reformulation of the original light blue. So this has 3 notes. Very simple. My wife smelled an Ulta. She says, I want it. It smells amazing. I'm in love with it. It's called Capri in Love. I said, okay. And here's the notes. Very simple. I might not even put an overlay with it. Jasmine tea, apple, and longoza. I will have to look up what longoza is. I now know what longoza is. Longoza is basically wild cardamom. So basically the flower that makes cardamom, that's what's the base note here. So I'm expecting a very sweet, nice overall fragrance. The jasmine tea has me intrigued in particular. But let's go ahead and pop it open. Oh, as always, if you find this review helpful and this unboxing nice and enjoyable in some way, please hit the like and subscribe button. Ask any questions you might have. I'm happy to answer them to the best of my ability. On these reviews that I always do, my rule is I'm going to spray it on paper, I'm going to spray it on skin, I'm going to give you my impression of both, and then after a little bit of time has passed, we'll jump into a dry down analysis. So there you go. Honestly, this bottle feels a lot nicer than my wife's bottle of Summer Vibes, which was the predecessor to this. So like light blue, then there's some other flankers, and there's Summer Vibes, and then this came out. This feels a lot nicer. It almost feels like it's like a porcelain kind of coating on the outside. Very interesting. All right, there's the lid being taken off. Cool design. Looks very similar to Summer Vibes. If these were at a distance, you probably couldn't tell the difference between this one and the Summer Vibes bottle, except this one's a lot shinier. So let's go ahead and get a few quick sprays in. Atomizer. Wow, that's a lot of juice. Holy cow. Puts out a lot of juice. All right, good to know. This is a 100 ml bottle. I think I paid $160 for it at Macy's. Oh, okay. Jasmine tea definitely is in there. This smells a lot like my Armaf lemony from their Odyssey series in the opening, without the lemon. So that tea is in there. It really just smells like jasmine tea. That's absolutely correct. So they got that accord down pretty good. So it's kind of have like a little bit of aromatic nature to it, a little bit green. But yeah, that's great. All right, now for the skin. Whew, I'm gonna smell this whole room. I'll throw the cap back on. Cap is nice. This is a great shaped bottle. This is not about the fragrance. This is a good shape for a bottle for women in particular, just because it would fit into pockets in a purse very, very easily and not take up too much space because it's fairly narrow, fairly flat, and it'd be easy to grab, easy to see. So good design. I like the designs they choose for these bottles. Even this very basic, very simple, very nice. Okay, way more of a citrus vibe on skin. So even though it's not in there, I'm getting way more citrus out of the opening note off of skin, which is not shocking because that happens to me all the time. It's very, I'm going to say it's a synthetic kind of citrus. It's a little sweet, not super rindy, but it's a little bit synthetic. So if that's not your deal, to me, I love it. It smells really nice to me. It smells very, very clean. So very clean opening on the skin. Again, jasmine tea, but I swear there's other stuff in there. I think, honestly, it smells a lot like lemon. It's not lime, because that's a little more tart. It's really more like a sweet lemon. I mean this in the best possible way. It's like a sweet lemon cleaner kind of smell. Like imagine like walking into a freshly cleaned room, and it's a very nice, sweet citrus with that tea in there as well. The other option, what it could be, if they mean like green, like a Granny Smith apple for that apple note they're saying for the heart notes, that might be what I'm getting. But it's like a very, very tart apple, like a Granny Smith. So I'm going to jump back in a few hours, and then we'll talk about what the dry down smells like. So yeah, see you in a bit. All right, so it's been a few hours and the dry down's taken place. Overall, the number one word you take away from this entire fragrance experience is fresh. It's a very, very fresh fragrance. Every part of it, from top notes to dry down, is all kind of leaning in that very fresh orientation, which makes sense because light blue has always kind of been that even from its inception. So as far as the dry down and middle notes, so first off, again, those opening notes, it says jasmine tea. It should be jasmine tea with a burst of lemon. Even though they don't mention the lemon notes in there, they're there. It smells very much like lemon. I'm gonna say this it's gonna sound mean, but it's nice, but it's like lemon cleaner, like I said before, in the nicest way possible. Very fresh, very clean, a little aromatic with the green notes from the tea. What you get next are those apple notes in the middle. When I say it smells like apple, the vibe I get from it is mostly like, imagine you have apple juice in the refrigerator and you're smelling it fresh and cold after it's been in the refrigerator for a while. That's what I get from it. It's not like apple being cut into like a fresh apple. It's more like apple juice in a refrigerator. It's that kind of smell. Like you're pouring it out of the glass, you can smell it just before you take a sip. That's the apple note that I'm getting. Now, as far as that base note of Longoza, that's just based like a sweet cardamom-y kind of floral there. It's not very earthy. It's very flowery. It's a little bit powdery, maybe just a hair powdery, but overall very pleasant from top to bottom. Now, let's talk about the flaws to it. The biggest flaw is its longevity. The longevity is not amazing. So if you're going to spray this on, you make sure you get it on your hair and your clothes. It'll last a little bit longer. So just keep that in mind. The other thing, projection's not huge. Yeah, the projection's not huge on this. So if you're looking for a big like room filler kind of freshy, this isn't gonna do it for you. It's not gonna fill a room up. That being said, that makes this a very, very safe office kind of situation. So if you're looking for an office safe summertime perfume, summer, spring, this is a good choice. It'll get the job done. Now, does that differentiate it very much from Summer Vibes, which is also available at discounters much more cheaply as of right now? Not really, but if you're not a big fan of the Summer Vibes kind of fruit combo, this might be a good choice for you because again, the notes are very different. The way I would describe this is a perfume designed for women to take with them on their day. That's kind of how I look at it, or it's a going to the gym kind of situation or going out for a couple hours kind of deal, because you're going to need to reapply unless you just truly douse yourself, because the middle notes and the base notes really are just skin scents at that point. You're not, unless someone's like right up on you, hugging you, they're not gonna smell it on you. The opening notes, they'll push a little bit, but not a huge amount. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking to fill a room, look elsewhere. But if you just want a nice, easygoing smell that's gonna make someone around you notice you a little bit, this is probably okay. But you're not gonna fill a room. You're not gonna be able to like walk through a group of people and then they turn their heads and they kind of like notice that you smell nice. It's really gonna be skin level, maybe even like intimate within arm's length at the most, after about an hour. So just keep that in mind. The performance in that regard is just not super high. Just be aware of that. But that's my review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And my wife still enjoys it, even though I have those critiques. She still loves this perfume. It does smell very, very nice on her, but I get to get nice and close to her. So it makes sense that it smells nice to me because I can smell it on her. But as far as pushing and the projection, it's just not there if that's what you're going for. But that does mean it's very office and enclosed space friendly. So overall, there's positives and negatives, but I think overall it's a good purchase. And if out of the light blue lineup that we've had light blue Summer Vibes. I prefer this to Summer Vibes, but only because I like the dry down at the end of it a little bit more, and I like the opening a little more. Summer Vibes is a little too fruity for me by comparison. They're both nice, but this one's just a little bit better in my opinion.